West Valley Shelter just contacted me, and they said they have about a 1.5-year-old Tibetan Terrier mix they found as a stray. They say she's very sweet, but physically, she looks awful. She's covered in dreadlocks, grease, and oil. This is a common case for a lot of street dogs. They never receive love and affection or any training, so it makes them appear like they're a bad, out-of-control dog behind the cage. But the reality is, all dogs are trainable, so I guarantee I can change this girl's world. You've been on the streets for a while, haven't you? You ever had a bath? What do you say I get you out of here? Get you cleaned up, maybe even train you.
Before heading back to the ranch, Brandon surprises Pax with a special treat.
Hey, you.
A spa day with Janelle. After 2 hours of suds and snips, Pax is ready to show off her picture-perfect new look.
How'd she turn out?
I know, like a little diva. Hi.
All right, yeah. You can tell that she's spoiled.
Right.
Thanks, Janelle.
But Pax's transformation isn't complete without one final fashion accessory, a training collar.
Yeah, trust me. Red is definitely your color.
Back at the ranch, Lucky Dog's newest debutante enjoys her own coming out party.
All right, say hi to her. Make her feel welcome. Go on. Go play. Welcome to the Lucky Dog Ranch.
Free-spirited Pax takes no time adjusting to ranch life and making new friends. But not all transitions go smoothly. Such is the case for recent Southern California transplants Libby, Jake, and their dog, Penny Lane.
Penny Lane is 6 years old. She's a very friendly dog. She does, however, have some separation anxiety issues.
It's, really been since we moved to LA. That's where we really noticed the difference. When we leave, there's always whimpering, yelping. When we come back, the welcome mat, it's all trampled, like she's been scratching at it.
The mom of her litter abandoned them. I got her when she was only a few weeks old, and I think because of that, we had this special bond, and it created the separation anxiety.
There's even some activities that we can't do because we'd have to leave Penny behind for too long, even if it's a few hours at a time.
Libby and Jake hope the addition of a new playmate will alleviate Penny's stress and allow them more freedom in their own lives.
We're looking for a dog that's around the same size as Penny, maybe around 15 pounds, and we want one that's playful, that can kind of coax that playfulness out of her.
In the process, Jake's hoping to cultivate his own bond.
No way I can feel like a third wheel if we get a fourth one attached.
Back at the ranch, the wheels are already in motion.
Today I'll be doing Pax's assessment of her knowledge of the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no. All right, let's see what you know, what you don't know, and what you're willing to learn. Here, you like food?
Food is hard to come by on the streets, so it's no surprise when a free meal elicits Pax's razor-sharp focus.
I hop her up on the training platform, and the first thing I asked her to do was sit. Give me a sit. I didn't say dance, I said sit. She actually stood up on her hind legs, so she doesn't sit, and she's a jumper. Do you know a no?
From there, Brandon tests the rest of her commands.
Do you stay? Do you stay? Yep. Come. Are you staying now? It's safe to say that she has pretty much little to no training, and she's got this bad jumping habit that needs to be solved right now. So, first thing I'll be teaching her is the off command. I take the leash and I run it through the eyeball. Now I have a makeshift pulley system. So I hold a treat right above her head, but when she goes to jump, I simply say the word off, pull her back down to all fours. When she stays down for a few seconds, I reward her. Good, good, good. Don't be jumping, it's a bad habit. As time goes on, she's jumping less and less. From there, I decided to go for the down command. Naturally, she follows the treat, and when she follows the treat all the way down to the floor, I reward her. That's a down.
But her eagerness for food exposes an unwanted new habit.
She starts creeping forward. This is very common with a lot of dogs. They were never taught control when they were a puppy. So from there, I swap sides of the training platform.
This allows Brandon to use the eye bolt as a pulley system. When Pax tries to creep forward, Brandon simply pulls on the leash.
Now when she goes down, she actually can't crawl forward. Oh, look at you, it's sinking in.
From bedraggled street dog to blossoming socialite. And it's this social ease that could make her the perfect companion for Penny Lane, a 6-year-old terrier mix with a bad case of separation anxiety. To confirm his hunch, Brandon heads to Redondo Beach to get to know Libby and Jake.
So is this your first dog, or you've had dogs in the past?
I've had a black lab, a German short hair.
We start talking, and I find out they're both pretty experienced with dogs. They also told me they like to travel quite a bit.
But we always bring Penny with us.
And I'm assuming you want a new dog to travel with you, too.
Absolutely.
That would be great, yes.
So obviously the dog will have to be small enough and trained to travel. So tell me about Penny here. What's going on with her?
She kind of has that separation anxiety going on.
How bad?
So it can get kind of bad. She doesn't like to be left alone.
And you think a dog could help her in this area?
Absolutely.
I would hope so, yeah.
Separation anxiety is a common issue for a lot of dogs, and one of the best ways to solve it is to add another dog in the mix. But it's not a perfect system. The personalities, they have to be just right for each other. I do have a dog in mind for you, but this is all dependent on a few things. First of all, I gotta finish training her. Number two, I'd like to get Penny out to the ranch because I want to see if they'll get along. Sometimes it's not a good match.
When Brandon told us that he had a potential match, I was so happy. Penny is like my child, so whenever I leave the house and I can hear her crying and whining, it makes me feel so bad, and it almost gives me anxiety. And I think that anything that's gonna help Penny and pull her out of that anxiety is really a peace of mind.
After living life on the streets for most of her life, Pax is slowly learning how to become a lady. Today, she'll tackle her next lesson in etiquette, the stay.
Oh, look at you. You already know what we're doing. There's a lot of different ways to teach a stay, and the way I think that's going to work for Pax is putting her on the training platform and locking her off with an anchor leash. The whole point of this is to stay. So I simply back off. I say the word stay because you're a jumpy little thing. Stay. As long as she stays on the pedestal, she gets rewarded with a treat. Perfect, perfect, good, good, good.
But staying put isn't one of Pax's strong suits.
The moment she jumps off, she realizes that was a mistake because suddenly the freebie treats stop. Get up there. That's where the treats are. The moment she jumps back on the pedestal, I reward her with a treat. This reminds her this is the target area. This is where you get rewarded. Jumping down is not going to get you anything. From that point, I start adding distractions. So I start taking treats and throwing them on the ground right next to her. Stay there. Remember what that got you last time.
And the allure of treats proves too tempting for this chowhound.
There you go. Good, good, good. There you go. Back on target. Stay there. Good. Stay. Now she's staying because she's figured out the game and she's getting good at it. Perfect, perfect, good, nice.
To test what Pax has learned, Brandon lowers her platform to the ground.
Stay. Stay there. Good. Stay. With enough conditioning, I was able to pop the anchor leash off, tell her to stay, and back off 20 feet. She now has a stay. Good. Nice. All right, all right. Enough torture. Come on. All right, fine. Stay there.
Though Pax has demonstrated her staying power, it's her overall poise that could make or break her placement.
After meeting Libby and Jake, I learned that their dog actually has pretty bad separation anxiety. If you have one dog with anxiety and you have another calm dog in the house, the calm dog potentially will lower the anxiety of the anxiety-ridden dog.
But two anxiety-prone dogs could spell trouble.
The reality is, if Pax has separation anxiety, it's a wrap. But if she doesn't, this could be a perfect match.
To determine this, Brandon turns to Spy Cam.
First thing I see is Pax lying on one bed chewing a bully stick.
But it isn't long before Pax's curiosity gets the best of her. But within seconds, she loses interest in the door and returns to her bed.
A few minutes later, she gets up and she gets on the couch. 20 minutes later, she hops up on a different chair. All she was doing was taking little cat naps around the house. I didn't realize dogs could actually take cat naps, but apparently they can. 30-minute mark, she's still content. 45 minutes later, an hour. I couldn't be more convinced. She does not have separation anxiety.
But because her potential new family flies back to Wisconsin regularly, she'll also need an education in the friendly skies.
So today, I'll be conditioning her to the travel carrier. The secret to this is making the carrier as unintimidating as possible. And the way I do this is I open up both ends. Most people make the mistake of simply putting their dog in the travel carrier and zipping it up. From there, I take a treat and put it right inside. Get it. Yeah, nothing scary in there, right? Now watch this. Watch. Look it. See it? Get it. All the way through. She's feeling comfortable, so it's time to take her to the next level. Same thing. At that point, I threw a treat all the way to the back. Good. Perfect. As she made a U-turn, I simply put my hand to stop her from coming out. I reward her over and over. This is the key element. I want her to feel comfortable inside this environment. There, get used to it. It's easy. Now watch this. We go like this. And then we go like that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you survived. Every time I do this, I build a few more seconds of keeping it zipped up. Nice. Nice. Now I see she's content inside here with it zipped up, so I simply stand up, back off, and walk away. As I walk away, she simply watches me. This is totally normal. She's keeping a close eye on me, but she's not panicking. From there, it's time to take it to the next and final level of the process. Now I'm gonna pick her up. And take off, and landing. Same thing. There you go. Good.
As Brendon circles the runway, Pax stays calm and enjoys the ride.
Runway, and whee! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you survived. You survived. How was that? We know you have many choices of airlines. We'd like to thank you for choosing Lucky Dog Airways. All right, come on.
But someone else is about to land at the ranch. Jake and Libby want a dog to help their current pup cope with her separation anxiety. So the next day, Brendon borrows Penny Lane for a compatibility test.
Even though Pax is a friendly dog, and from what I hear, Penny Lane's very friendly too, you never know. Sometimes personality conflicts is what causes a fight. So today I'll be introducing Pax and Penny Lane to each other to see if they get along. In general, if a fight's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in the first 30 seconds.
But after a thorough sniff, they quickly earn each other's approval.
All day long, they started to form a new bond, a new friendship, a new sisterhood. The one thing I noticed throughout the day, with Pax right there next to her, I saw zero anxiety whatsoever. But the only way to truly know for sure is to get them in Penny Lane's house alone and see how Penny Lane does on her own turf. Jake and Libby were just under the impression that I was returning Penny to their house. They had no idea that there was another guest about to arrive.
Penny!
You miss her?
Hi! I did! Yeah, how are you?
Can you say hi to this one too?
Oh my gosh! Hey! First time I saw Pax, I was so excited. She's so adorable and everything that I had imagined that she would be. Look at you! Oh my God.
I can tell that it was a great match right away when he brought them both in because they both came in with that same excitement of like they were home.
So when you took Penny, how did they interact?
They were fine.
Yeah?
I never had a shadow of a doubt in my mind these two were going to get along. But I know how important Penny is to both of you, and I know you wanted to get her a companion to help ease her anxiety when you leave. So I'd like to set up some cameras in here, and we can go to a park around the corner and view live from a monitor. And I want to see if Pax really does calm Penny down when we leave.
Okay.
So I went ahead and set up the spy cams in their house, and we all took a walk down to the park. I was probably the most nervous. My job was to not only make sure I trained Pax correctly, but did I choose the right dog for Penny? Is that a typical area she lies in?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's good, they both look really calm.
Looks good.
This is incredible.
The most that Penny did was pretty much lift her head up and switch positions on the couch and lie back down. No anxiety, no anxious behavior, no nervousness, nothing at all. All I see are two new siblings forming a bond, and that's when I realized that a new family has been formed. What are you guys doing? Don't worry, we saw everything. We know all. So what do you think, Penny? Can you handle it? Yeah?
I think that's a yes.
Pax, guess what time it is, sweetheart?
When Brendon brought out the green collar, it made me very emotional and very happy to know that she is now officially a part of our family.
You take care too. Show her the ropes. And vice versa. It's all on packs. Be good. Emotional support isn't just for humans. It's also for dogs, because after all, dogs have all the same emotions as humans and often need the same support. Pax is now the latest dog to pay it forward in this area.
And in turn, she discovers the best gift of all, a home of her own.
From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog at a time.